The royal reunion was supposed to change everything. Instead, just days later, Meghan Markle found herself at the center of a controversy that reopened the same question the world has been asking for years. For a brief moment, it looked like the long-running royal feud might finally be cooling down. Reports emerged that Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Archie, and Lilibet had privately met King Charles. No cameras, no official photographs, no public statements. Just a highly secretive family meeting that many believed could mark the beginning of a new chapter. After years of interviews, documentaries, memoirs, and public accusations, the idea of reconciliation suddenly felt possible. But then, something happened. And here's the part that makes this story so fascinating. No matter where you stand on Harry and Meghan, whether you support them or criticize them, one fact is impossible to ignore. Every time the world thinks this chapter is finally over, another headline pulls everyone right back in. A private meeting becomes international news. A television appearance becomes a royal controversy. An award nomination becomes a battle over credibility. And somehow, years after leaving royal duties behind, Harry and Meghan remain among the most discussed figures connected to the monarchy. Maybe that's the real reason this story never disappears. Because it isn't just about Harry. It isn't just about Meghan. And it isn't even just about the royal family.
It's about a question that nobody has been able to answer since 2020. Can you ever truly leave an institution that helped make you famous in the first place? Or will that connection follow you forever? As new projects emerge, new interviews appear, and new meetings take place behind palace walls, that question only becomes more difficult to answer. And with more reports already surfacing about future Sussex projects, this story is far from over. In fact, the next chapter may already be unfolding right now. If you enjoyed this deep dive, subscribe and turn on notifications, because we'll be following every major development, every hidden detail, and every story the mainstream headlines miss. And trust me, what comes next may be the most revealing chapter yet. An upcoming television appearance featuring Meghan began making headlines. At first glance, it seemed harmless. A guest judging role, a popular cooking competition, nothing unusual. Then one phrase surfaced, a dish fit for a duchess. And almost instantly, critics began asking whether the Sussexes were once again benefiting from the very royal connection they claimed they wanted to leave behind. What started as a cooking show quickly became something much bigger, and the deeper people looked, the more complicated the story became. For years, relations between Prince Harry and the royal family appeared frozen. Since stepping back from royal duties in 2020, Harry and Meghan had launched major media projects, spoken openly about family tensions, and revealed deeply personal details about life inside the monarchy. The result was a relationship many believed had reached a point of no return. That's why reports of a private meeting between King Charles and the Sussex family immediately captured global attention. The gathering was reportedly arranged under strict secrecy. No public schedule, no official photographs, no media access, just family. For supporters of reconciliation, the meeting offered hope. Maybe enough time had passed. Maybe old wounds were beginning to heal. Maybe both sides had finally realized that public conflict served nobody. But before anyone could celebrate, another headline appeared, and it shifted the conversation completely. But if this meeting was supposed to signal a fresh start, what happened next raised an entirely different question. The controversy began with an announcement that Meghan Markle would appear as a guest judge on MasterChef Australia. On its own, the appearance seemed fairly ordinary. Celebrities guest judge cooking competitions all the time. But then details about the challenge emerged. Contestants would reportedly be asked to create a dish fit for a duchess. That single phrase immediately triggered debate online. Critics argued that Meghan could not simultaneously distance herself from royal life while appearing in programming that highlighted her royal title.
Supporters pushed back. They argued that Meghan remains the Duchess of Sussex and that the title is simply a factual part of who she is. Yet the debate wasn't really about cooking, it was about symbolism. Because for many observers, the challenge felt like another example of royal branding remaining central to the Sussex story. And that reopened a controversy dating all the way back to 2020. Because to understand why people reacted so strongly, you have to go back to the agreement that changed everything. When Harry and Meghan stepped away from royal duties, negotiations took place regarding what their future roles would look like. The outcome became known as the Sandringham Agreement. While details have been interpreted differently over the years, one principle stood out. The Sussexes would pursue independent lives outside the structure of working royalty. At the time, many believed that separation would create a clear boundary. Royal duties on one side, commercial projects on the other. Simple, at least in theory. The reality became far more complicated. Documentaries followed, book deals followed, media partnerships followed. Each project reignited the same argument: where exactly was the line? And every time that question appeared to fade away, another controversy brought it back. The MasterChef appearance wasn't creating a new debate, it was reviving an old one, a debate that never truly disappeared.
But while critics focused on the Duchess challenge, another development quietly entered the spotlight, one that created a completely different wave of discussion. Because the cooking show wasn't the only Meghan project making headlines. Around the same time, attention shifted toward Meghan's Netflix series. The show received a Daytime Emmy nomination. For supporters, it represented industry recognition. For critics, it became another point of controversy. Many people initially assumed the nomination came from the larger Primetime Emmy competition. When they learned it was part of the Daytime Emmy categories, debate intensified. Suddenly, social media was flooded with arguments. Was the nomination a major achievement, or was it being exaggerated? The discussion quickly became emotional, not because of the award itself, but because it fit into a larger narrative. Every new Sussex project seemed to divide audiences into two camps: those who viewed the couple as unfairly criticized, and those who believed they continued to benefit from royal attention while claiming independence from it. Yet, even as that debate raged, another story was unfolding behind the scenes, a story that would shift attention away from television completely. Because while everyone argued about awards, information from the royal meeting began appearing in the press. The reunion had reportedly been designed as a private family matter. That was the expectation. But then details started emerging. Reports described who attended, how long the meeting lasted, who allegedly knew in advance, who supposedly didn't. And that immediately created suspicion. Because if everyone wanted privacy, how were details reaching the media? Theories spread quickly. Some pointed toward royal insiders. Others suggested Sussex sources. Still others believed neither side could fully control information once enough people became involved. No hard evidence settled the debate, but the speculation revealed something important. Trust remained fragile, very fragile. Even after a private family meeting, people weren't discussing reconciliation. They were discussing leaks, and that alone showed how deep the division still ran. But behind every leak theory was a much larger issue, one that has followed this story for years. Because the real battle isn't happening behind palace walls, it's happening in public perception. Modern royal drama doesn't unfold only through official statements anymore. It unfolds through headlines, streaming platforms, podcasts, social media, interviews, documentaries. Every appearance becomes part of a larger story. Every photograph becomes evidence. Every silence becomes a message. In that environment, perception matters almost as much as reality. The royal family works to preserve institutional stability. Harry and Meghan work to define their own identity outside that institution. Neither side controls the entire narrative, and that's why even relatively small events can explode into major controversies. A family meeting becomes a global headline. A cooking show becomes a constitutional debate. An award nomination becomes a cultural battlefield. The story is no longer about individual events. It's about what those events represent. And once you see that pattern, something else becomes impossible to ignore. Because this wasn't the first time the same cycle had played out. Since 2020, a familiar pattern has emerged. A new chapter begins, hope rises, speculation cools. Then another headline appears, another interview, another project, another controversy. And suddenly the entire conversation starts again. For some observers, that's proof that reconciliation remains difficult. For others, it's proof that the public simply can't move on from the Sussex story. Either way, the result is the same. The connection between Harry, Meghan, and the monarchy continues to dominate attention, even years after their departure from royal duties. That may be the most remarkable part of the entire situation. The story keeps evolving, but the central question never changes. And that question leads directly to the heart of this entire controversy. Because after everything that's happened, one mystery still remains unsolved. The world has spent years debating Harry and Meghan's relationship with the monarchy. Some see a couple trying to build an independent future. Others see public figures who remain deeply connected to the institution they left behind. The MasterChef controversy didn't create that debate.
It simply reminded everyone that it still exists. And perhaps that's why the reaction was so strong. Because beneath every headline lies the same unresolved question. If Harry and Meghan truly want a life separate from the monarchy, why does every major chapter of their story seem to lead back to it? Maybe the answer is simple. Maybe it's complicated. Or maybe the truth lies somewhere in between. What is certain is this. Years after stepping away from royal duties, the conversation still isn't about what comes next. It's still about the connection they can never quite seem to leave behind. And that may be the most revealing detail of all.